Imagine this. You step into a room, and the atmosphere shifts. Heads turn, not because of arrogance, but because your energy declares, I belong here. What if I told you that the only thing separating you from extraordinary success isn't your background, connections, or circumstances, but the lens through which you view yourself? Everything you need, right now, is already within you. You don't need permission. You don't need a sign. You simply need a decision that your potential is not up for debate and your future is not a question mark. Walk like your dreams are already real. Speak like the world has already crowned you a leader. Move like the outcome is inevitable, because when you believe deeply enough, reality bends. You weren't meant for mediocrity. You were built for greatness, not because you've mastered everything yet, but because you refuse to let uncertainty stop you. It's not about perfection. It's about certainty, and that certainty starts with you. The world echoes back what you whisper to yourself. If you speak with doubt, hesitation follows. But if your inner voice roars with purpose, the world listens. Greatness isn't gifted. It's claimed by those bold enough to own it. Take a moment and think about those who've changed the world. Not the same names you always hear. Think of Malala Yousafzai, rising from silence to global change. Think of Elon Musk, pushing past doubt to reimagine entire industries. These people didn't wait for the world to tell them they were ready. They decided they were. So ask yourself, what are you waiting for? Not in a challenging way, in an empowering one. What is the vision that keeps you up at night? The idea that won't leave you alone? That's not a random dream. It's your calling knocking, loudly. Now's not the time to wish. Now's the time to ignite. Desire, true, unstoppable desire, is not polite. It's fierce. It's relentless. It doesn't whisper, it roars. The people who rise are the ones who are hungry. Not desperate, but driven. There's a reason the most successful people obsess over their vision. Not because they're lucky, not because they're chosen, but because they choose to stay locked in when others quit. You want to know what separates those who win from those who almost did? It's not luck. It's not talent. It's intensity of focus. Winners aren't waiting for the green light. They create it. You don't need the stars to align. You need to get moving. Write it down. Make your vision physical. Studies show your brain treats written goals differently because they become a target, not a fantasy. Then see it. Close your eyes and watch yourself living that dream, not imagining it, owning it, feeling it, because if your mind accepts it as true, your reality will follow. But this isn't just about dreaming. Visualization is the spark. Action is the fire. Too many people wait for confidence to act. But here's the truth. Action creates confidence. It's not about waiting until you're ready. It's about acting until you are. Winners move first. They speak before they're comfortable. They step before the path is clear. Because they understand something most people don't. Success doesn't show up for those who hesitate. It arrives for the brave, for the doers, for the ones who treat every day as if the breakthrough is already happening. If you knew, with absolute certainty, that you couldn't fail, how would you behave? Would you speak louder? Stand taller? Go further? Good. Then start doing that. Because here's the secret. The moment you choose to operate from belief, not fear, the world starts aligning with you. Doors open. People notice. Momentum builds. And you stop chasing. You start attracting. Not because it's magic, but because belief changes behavior. And behavior changes everything. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be committed. Every single day, show up like your future is depending on it, because it is. Not someday. Not when things feel safer. Now. Because once you act like your success is non-negotiable, life begins to treat it that way too. Let's rewind. Before any empire was built, before any record was broken or revolution sparked, it all started with one thing: an idea that refused to be ignored. Every legacy begins in silence, in a moment when someone, just like you, chose to believe in a dream louder than the noise around them. Not a wish, not a vague intention, a full-body, unstoppable urge to make something real. And that's where your journey truly begins, when your desire outgrows your doubts. Look back at any titan of achievement, whether it's Serena Williams rewriting sports history or Steve Jobs redefining how the world connects. They didn't simply want success. They needed it. Their vision became non-negotiable. It consumed them in the best way. And that hunger, that relentless drive, it's what pulled them through every obstacle. This isn't about fantasy. It's about fire. When you connect to a goal that shakes your soul, nothing can hold you back. Not rejection, not failure, not time. Because now you're no longer hoping. You're building. So the question isn't, is it possible? The real question is, do I want this enough to never stop? And once you have your answer, make it tangible. Write it. Speak it. Own it. Because when you put a goal into the world with full clarity, the world starts rearranging itself to meet your level of commitment. Why? Because now it's no longer invisible. It's no longer a quiet thought trapped in your mind. It's a target. And the mind loves targets. It seeks alignment. It seeks resolution. See, success isn't just about intelligence or talent. It's about clarity and conviction. When you know exactly what you want, you move differently. You stop entertaining distractions. You stop diluting your energy. Instead, you channel it. Fiercely, purposefully. Every day becomes a brick in the foundation of your future. But here's the piece most people skip. Belief must be trained. Just like muscles grow through resistance, your confidence strengthens when you stretch it, when you do the thing, even if your voice shakes. Especially then, confidence isn't gifted. It's earned through effort. So condition your mind to believe. See your goal not as a distant dream, but as something that's already unfolding. In motion, in progress. Because when your subconscious accepts that your success is inevitable, your actions begin to match. And here's where most get stuck. They visualize but never move. They talk big but act small. But you're different. Because you understand the equation. Clarity plus action plus consistency equals breakthrough. You don't wait for circumstances to be perfect. You create progress despite them. And every small step, every choice that brings you closer to your goal compounds. Even the days that feel slow, they're stacking. Even when no one's watching, it counts. Because you're not doing this for applause. You're doing it for alignment. The world rewards those who stay in motion, who keep swinging, even when the results are quiet. Because when the wave hits, and it will, you'll be ready to ride it. And when the world finally catches up to your vision, it won't feel like luck. It'll feel like confirmation. Because you already decided it was yours. So here's what you do next. Reconnect to that burning reason. The why. That makes your heartbeat race. Write it down again. Speak it louder. Feel it deeper. Then act. Today, not tomorrow. As if nothing can stop you. Because truly, nothing can. Let's pause for a moment. Not to slow down, but to look inward. Because before you conquer anything out there, you've got to master what's happening in here. The battlefield of success isn't out in the world. It's in your thoughts, your reactions, your belief system. The most powerful force you'll ever command, your mindset. Every invention, every innovation, every transformation started with a single unshakable belief. I can do this. Not I might. Not I hope. But I will. And this isn't blind positivity. It's strategic conviction. Because when you train your mind to expect the win, your body, your energy, your focus, they all follow. Think of someone like Rafael Nadal. Every match, every point, he plays as though the outcome is in his hands. That's not arrogance. That's training. That's a brain conditioned for victory. You can do the same. No matter where you are, no matter what you've faced, your thoughts shape your path. If you feed them doubt, the road crumbles. But if you fill your mind with certainty, it becomes a highway. Fast, focused, unstoppable. This isn't about ignoring obstacles. It's about refusing to be defined by them. You don't need a perfect record. You need relentless resilience. Because faith in yourself, when the odds look impossible, that's when the breakthrough begins. Let's be clear, doubt is not the enemy. Doubt is the teacher. Doubt shows up to challenge you, not to stop you. Every time it whispers, "What if you fail?" you answer, "What if I fly?" Every time it says, "You're not ready," you say, "I'm growing fast." Because belief isn't passive. It's a decision. Every day, every moment, you decide whether your voice is going to be the loudest one in the room or the quietest whisper in the back of your mind. And when your voice says, "I've got this," the world starts echoing it back. This is why affirmations matter. Not because they're magic, because they're pattern disruptors. They cut through the noise of negativity. They anchor you. They remind you, I am not here to blend in. I'm here to rise. So yes, say it daily boldly. I am powerful. I am focused. I am made for more. You won't believe it at first. That's okay. Say it anyway. Repetition turns thoughts into belief, and belief into reality. But words alone, they're only the beginning. Belief demands action, because belief without effort is just fantasy. The top performers in any field, whether it's Simone Biles defying gravity or Satya Nadella reshaping Microsoft, they didn't just dream. They did. Daily. Deliberately. They practiced when no one watched. They failed publicly and still kept moving. That's what belief looks like. So now ask yourself, what would the most elevated, unstoppable version of you do today? What habits would they repeat? What distractions would they delete? What level of energy would they bring into the room? Now do that. Right now. No delay. No excuse. Because when you act in alignment with your future, that future starts chasing you back. Not everything needs to be figured out. What you need is momentum. Belief creates that. Action sustains it. And before long, it's not something you're practicing. It's who you are. You've rewired your mind, rebuilt your confidence, and redirected your path. So the next time fear shows up, let it see you moving anyway. Let it watch as you replace hesitation with clarity, doubt with action, and fear with forward momentum. You are not behind. You're exactly where your breakthrough begins. Now own it. Success isn't just about working harder. It's about working smarter and deeper. The truth is, general knowledge won't separate you from the crowd. You don't get remembered for knowing a little of everything. You rise when you own something, when you become undeniable at it. In today's world, average is automated, but mastery? That's rare. That's powerful. That's magnetic. The highest paid, most impactful, most respected individuals in the world, from Yo-Yo Ma to Marie Forleo, didn't get there by dabbling. They specialized. They became extraordinary at one thing, and that focus made them unstoppable. So the real question is, what are you willing to become exceptional at? What area will you go deeper into than anyone else around you? Because the edge doesn't come from trying to do everything. It comes from doing one thing so well that no one else can compete. And here's the key. It's not about talent. It's about repetition, obsession, and refinement. You want to dominate? Then study. Absorb. Watch how the best move. Analyze their patterns. Learn from their scars, not just their success. Mastery isn't glamorous in the moment. It's sweat, silence, repetition. But in the long run, it's everything. It makes you indispensable. It turns you into a category of one. And that's when the game shifts. Because now, people need what you bring. You're not just another option. You're the only option. So dive in. Go past surface-level understanding. Read the books others skip. Ask the questions no one else asks. Practice until it's not practice anymore. It's instinct. Then test it. In the real world. On the field. In the market. At the meeting. Apply it. Break it. Rebuild it. Make it yours. Because knowing something isn't enough. Living it is. Think of it like this. Knowledge is potential. But applied knowledge? That's power. Too many people stop at learning. But learning without action is intellectual entertainment. So, take what you know and build something with it. Whether it's a skill, a strategy, a business, or a brand, build your edge. And then protect it, sharpen it, evolve it. Because mastery isn't a destination. It's a commitment, a lifestyle. The moment you think you've arrived, you begin to decline. Look at any elite performer. From chess grandmasters to elite CEOs, they never stop learning. Never stop adjusting. Never stop pushing. Because they know relevance requires reinvention. So choose your lane, pick your mountain, and climb it with full force. Not to impress anyone, but to express the highest version of yourself. And here's the truth. Once you master something, you start to master yourself. Your discipline sharpens. Your clarity grows. Your confidence becomes earned, not borrowed. And the world, it begins to take notice. Opportunities knock. Doors swing open. Not by accident, but by authority. So today, decide. I'm done being casual. I'm ready to go deep. I'm not here to be good enough. I'm here to be world-class. And every day, with every rep, every study session, every failure you refuse to quit on, you're getting closer. Keep sharpening. Keep pushing. Keep building the skill set that makes you unforgettable. In every turning point of history, there's one defining trait shared by those who rise above. They decide fast and act faster. While others hesitate, analyze, second-guess the successful move. Not recklessly, but intuitively, with trust in themselves, with confidence built not on guarantees, but on grit. Because here's what most people don't realize. Indecision is the thief of opportunity. It doesn't just delay progress. It kills dreams silently by keeping you stuck in place, waiting for perfect conditions that never come. Think about it. How many times have you felt the pull to take a chance, start a project, say yes to something big, but froze? Not because you lacked ability, but because you waited for certainty. But clarity isn't something you find by sitting still. Clarity comes from movement. You sharpen your instincts by using them. You build certainty by taking steps, not by staring at possibilities. Look at any breakthrough. Whether it's Ava DuVernay directing her first film at 32 or Jeff Bezos launching a bookstore that became a tech empire, they made bold decisions when the outcome was still unclear. And that's the point. You don't need all the answers to begin. You just need momentum. Because even a wrong step teaches more than standing still ever will. Mistakes aren't final. They're feedback. Every bold decision either wins or reveals the next move. But in action, it robs you of both. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a commitment to figure it out. Success isn't about never falling. It's about how quickly you stand back up, how decisively you move when others freeze. And it's not just about speed. It's about intentional action. The best decision makers aren't impulsive. They're self-trusting. They've trained their minds to act, adapt, and grow in motion. Because life is fluid, and those who succeed flow with it, not against it. So today, start choosing faster. Not recklessly, but powerfully. What have you been putting off? What goal keeps getting pushed until later? Make a move, even a small one. Apply, launch, ask, start. The habit of hesitation will cost you more than failure ever could. The greatest achievers, they don't wait for the green light. They become it. They trust that their ability to adjust is greater than any obstacle they might face. So stop rehearsing your potential in your head. Start executing it. Let today be the moment where you stop looking for signs and start becoming the signal. Because life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Let's finish where all legends begin. Not with talent, luck, or timing, but with one unshakable mindset. I will not quit. That's it. It's not poetic. It's not flashy. But it's everything. Because no matter how smart, skilled, or prepared you are, there will be moments when things get heavy. Progress will feel slow. Results will seem distant. And it's in those moments, when most people check out, that you double down. Success isn't reserved for the strongest or the fastest. It belongs to the ones who stay standing when the pressure hits. Think about it. How many of your own goals were abandoned? Not because they were impossible, but because they got hard. Now imagine what would have happened if you'd pushed through one more week, taken one more risk, trusted yourself one more time. That's where the breakthrough lives. On the other side of resistance. Every obstacle you face, it's not a wall, it's a test. A challenge, not to stop you, but to shape you. And if you're willing to stay the course, no matter what, you become someone the world can't ignore. Look at any self-made icon. Whether it's Tyler Perry rising from homelessness to billion-dollar studios or Angela Merkel reshaping global leadership, what separates them isn't ease. It's persistence. They stayed in the game when others gave up. And over time, that consistency compounded into greatness. You don't need overnight wins. You need daily commitment. Because when you keep showing up, even when it's boring, tough, or invisible, you're building a version of yourself that's unbeatable. And that version, it doesn't flinch in storms. It doesn't fold under pressure. It thrives in it. So shift your mindset from, I'll try to, I'm all in. Because when quitting is no longer on the table, your creativity, courage, and solutions explode. Your identity evolves. You stop playing small. You start leading from within. That's when everything begins to change. Not because the world gets easier, but because you get stronger. Remember this. The only failure is stopping. Everything else, every delay, every setback, every no, is just part of the climb. And the higher you go, the more perspective you gain. So hold the vision. Burn the excuses. Keep rising. Because the world needs what only you can give. And it's not coming from someone who almost tried. It's coming from the version of you who decided, I finish what I start. Every single time. Your success story is already unfolding. So take the next step, then the next, and then keep going. You don't chase greatness. You become it.